Long ago, in the peaceful village of Umuoka, lived a farmer named Okibe. He was strong, hardworking, and known for having the biggest yam farm in the whole village. But there was one problem. Okibe loved money more than he loved people. He would never help anyone unless they paid him. Some villagers even called him the man whose heart is like dry yam. One hot afternoon, Okibe went to check his farm. The sun was shining brightly and birds were singing happily. Everything seemed normal, until he bent down to harvest a yam. Just as he touched the yam, he heard a calm voice say, easy there, you are hurting me." Okibe jumped back and shouted, "Who said that? Who is there? Show yourself!" The voice came again, soft but clear. "It is me, the yam you are digging." Okibe looked around. No human was near, only him and the yam. His heart beat fast like talking drums. He whispered, "A yam that talks?" The yam replied, "Yes, do not fear. I can bring you blessings if you listen." At that moment, Okibe's eyes widened, not with fear but with excitement. Blessings? Wealth? Riches? Greed slowly warmed his heart like firewood catching flame. And the talking yam smiled quietly inside the earth, because it knew the kind of man Okibe was. Okibe knelt beside the talking yam, breathing heavily. "What do you want from me?" he asked. The yam answered gently, "I carry a spirit of abundance. Treat me with care, and I will bless your farm more than any farm in this village." Okibe rubbed his hands together. "How much blessing?" "More yams," the voice said. "Health, prosperity, your barn will overflow. Your name will be known across 7 villages." Okibe's eyes shone like someone who had seen a bag of gold. But the yam continued, "You must promise something. Share your blessings with others. Share food with the hungry. Help widows. Be kind. If you keep this promise, your wealth will never finish." Okibe nodded quickly, almost too quickly. Yes, I agree. I will share. I will help everyone." But in his heart, he was already thinking, "Share what? Me? Never. I will keep everything to myself." The yam, sensing his thoughts, warned, "Greed destroys what it creates. Remember this." But Okibe didn't care. He lifted the yam gently and planted it back in the earth just as it instructed. Before sunset, something strange happened. His farm grew thicker, leaves widened, the soil became richer. By the next morning, yams had doubled in size. The magic had begun, and so had Okibe's hidden greed. By the next week, Okibe's farm looked like paradise. His yams grew faster than human eyes could follow. Some were so big that he needed 2 hands to lift them. Villagers passing by stopped, rubbed their eyes, and whispered, "Is Okibe using magic? Has he found a secret? Is the gods blessing him?" Okibe would simply smile proudly and shout, "Hard work, my friends! Only hard work!" But at night, he visited the talking yam in secret. "More blessings," he whispered. "Talk to the soil again. Make the farm grow faster." The yam replied calmly, "Remember your promise. Share with others." Of course, Okibe lied. But he shared nothing, not even one small yam. His barn filled up so much that he built another barn, and another. People came begging for help, widows, children, old men, but Okibe chased them away like chickens disturbing a feast. The villagers grew worried. A blessing that is not shared becomes dangerous. Still, the yam kept growing, and Okibe kept lying. But no blessing stays quiet forever. The more Okibe's farm grew, the more greedy he became. He started locking his barns, hiding his yams, and refusing to sell except at very high prices. Farmers became jealous. Children stopped greeting him. Even the elders whispered, "This man is becoming too greedy. The gods do not like such hearts." But Okibe didn't care. One night he sneaked out with a lantern and went to the talking yam. The moon shone brightly as he whispered, "I want more. Let my farm double again." The yam sighed. "You have not shared anything. You have broken the promise." Okibe frowned. "I planted you. I take care of the farm. Why should I share?" The yam replied slowly, "Because wealth that stays in one place begins to rot." But Okibe became angry. "You are just a yam. I am the one who—" He grabbed a hoe, raised it high, and shouted, "If you don't give me more blessings, I will cut you into pieces." The forest fell silent. Even the wind refused to blow. Then the yam spoke with a voice deeper than thunder. "Be careful, Okibe. Greed brings destruction faster than fire." Okibe trembled, not in fear but in anger, and that anger pushed him into a hole he could not escape. The next morning, Okibe woke up to a strange sound in his barn.
He ran there quickly
And froze. Half of his yams were beginning to rot. He screamed, "No, no, no! What is happening?" The talking yam spoke from outside the window. "Share your blessings, Okibe. Spread your wealth so new ones can grow." But Okibe refused. Instead, he tried storing more yams, covering them in dry leaves and moving some underground. Still, the rot grew faster. By evening, almost all his barns smelled terrible. He rushed to the yam in anger. "You are doing this! Stop it! Stop it now!" The yam replied calmly, "I warned you. Greed closes the door of blessings." Okibe shouted, "Give me back my wealth!" "You must keep your promise first." But Okibe didn't want to hear any promise. He wanted only riches. And so, he made a dangerous decision, one that would change everything. Okibe sat down, thinking hard. Finally, he said, "I know what I will do. I will dig up the talking yam and sell it to a powerful chief. If I sell it, I will become rich forever." He laughed loudly. "Yes! Why keep the magic yam when I can sell it for more money?" He sharpened his cutlass, grabbed a basket, and sneaked to the farm at night. The moon was dark, the wind cold. Even the grass seemed to whisper, "Do not do it." But Okibe ignored everything. He reached the yam and whispered, "You think you are smart. Tonight I will take you away and become the richest farmer alive." He raised his hoe and stuck the ground. The earth trembled. He dug faster. Soil flew everywhere. Sweat covered his face. When he finally pulled up the yam, something strange happened. It was glowing. A soft light shined from inside it like fireflies trapped in crystal. Okibe smiled wickedly. "Perfect! I will become a millionaire!" But the yam whispered one last warning. "You cannot sell what was given to you for free. If you force it, you will lose everything." Okibe ignored it, and the foolish choice prepared his downfall. As Okibe lifted the glowing yam, a cold wind swept across the farm. The trees shook. The ground trembled like thunder hiding underground. The yam said, "Put me back. Your heart is too dark." But Okibe shouted, "I own you! You are mine!" Suddenly, a bright light exploded from the yam and pushed Okibe backward. He fell hard, dropping the yam. It rolled away slowly. Then a deep voice echoed, "A blessing turns into a curse when held with greedy hands." The ground opened slightly, swallowing the yam back into the earth. The glow disappeared. Okibe shouted, "No! Come back! You belong to me!" He tried digging again, but the soil became as hard as iron. Then he heard cracking sounds behind him. He turned slowly. All his barns were collapsing one after another. Boom! Crack! Crack! His entire farm, the yams, the barns, the sheds, everything began to rot, collapse, and disappear as if eaten by invisible fire. Okibe fell to his knees and wept, but the spirit yam had already returned to the underworld. It was too late. By morning, the news spread across Umuoka. "Okibe's farm is gone! All the yams rotted overnight! The barns collapsed! Has the gods punished him?" Villagers rushed to his compound and found Okibe sitting on the ground, covered in dirt, trembling like a leaf. "What happened?" the elders asked. Okibe cried, "It was the yam! It talked! It blessed me! "But I wanted more. I tried to sell it, and everything vanished." Some villagers gasped. Some shook their heads. But the oldest woman in the village said, "Blessings that are not shared turn into curses. The gods warn us every day." Okibe's stomach growled loudly. For the first time in many years, he had nothing to eat. Children who he once chased away now watched him with pity. Okibe finally understood something. Greed makes even a rich man poor. The villagers, despite everything, still had kind hearts. Let us help him. Falling today does not mean he cannot stand tomorrow. So people brought small yams, beans, and cassava to support him. One widow, the same woman Okibe once mocked, gave him 2 yams and said, "Even if someone hurts you, kindness heals you." Okibe cried deeply. This kindness touched him more than any magic. "I am sorry. I was greedy. I forgot that wealth is sweeter when shared. Learn from this. Help others and you will never lack." Okibe began working again, this time with villagers helping him. He greeted children. He shared food. He taught young farmers how to plant. Slowly, his heart softened. And as his heart changed, the soil of his farm changed too. Small yams started growing again, not magical ones, but honest ones. And Okibe realized honest blessings last longer than magical greed. Years passed, and Okibe became known not as the greedy farmer, but as Okibe the giver. His farm grew well again, not through magic, but through hard work, kindness, and patience. Whenever he harvested, he kept some for his family, some for the poor.